If you're like many people, you're probably sick of having all this extra sourdough sitting in your refrigerator. And my goal is to teach you how to use that sourdough to make something that is not going to be thrown away. We're going to be making a garlic knot pizza.
Here's the pizza dough recipe screenshot if you want to grab it. Let's start by making our sourdough pizza crust with sourdough, of course. Now you want to use sourdough that's out of your refrigerator, and it doesn't matter if you fed it or not. And then we're going to add water and yeast and a little bit of olive oil for tenderness. Let's add our flour now. And a little bit of salt on top. Let's mix that up together until it's kind of shaggy. It doesn't have to be perfectly mixed here. Then we'll add more water to adjust hydration. We're not aiming to knead at this point, just get all of the dough scraped up off the side of the bowl. Then we can cover it with plastic wrap and let it rest for about half an hour. After it's rested, we're gonna add a little bit of flour and just continue to work the dough. I like to knead my dough right in the bowl so I don't make a mess on my counter. So just add a minimal amount of flour so you don't dry out your dough to keep your hands from sticking to it. I like to punch it down, flip it over. I keep it really simple. Most of the work happens when the dough is rising anyway. We'll cover it up with plastic and let it rest for about an hour. Now that your dough is rested, we're going to divide it up. I like to use my bench scraper for this. A little bit of flour. And at this point, it's totally okay if the dough deflates. My favorite thing to do is freeze my pizza dough for later, so I save myself time on the day I want pizza.
What I have here is a pizza stone, and I'm going to take a little bit of my flour and just dust it on top of my pizza dough. And what I'm going to do also is just take the plastic wrap, flip it over, the dough over, and then take a little bit more of my flour, just kind of rub that on there. And so just enough so that the dough doesn't stick. Now I'm going to take the plastic wrap and set that aside. And you see I have a nice disc right here. Now, the method that I like to teach with pizza dough is you don't need a rolling pin, you don't need anything fancy, you just need your hands. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by just pressing out the dough to let some of the air bubbles out. This dough has been sitting in the refrigerator, which will of course help develop the flavor, but it will also make it easy to handle, which you definitely want with pizza dough. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to shape the dough directly on the stone, so I don't have to worry about having any specific surface that I need to work with. So I'm just gonna start by pressing it out. Just gonna press it out nice and gentle and then flip it over and do the same thing. A lot of times your dough will resist stretching, and that's just because the gluten hasn't relaxed yet. So in order to let the gluten relax, you just basically let it rest. So you can let it rest for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you want. But usually when dough is rested in the refrigerator and frozen and thawed, all you really need to do is just put it on your pan and it'll stretch out beautifully because the gluten has relaxed. So the same thing is true with this dough. So I'm just gonna keep pushing it out. I am really big on the idea of not wasting any ingredients. When I ran my bakery, it was the same way. I found a way to use every scrap, and I worked with a master baker, and he said that bakers use what they have. So if you have something left over, you find a way to use it. And the same thing with this pizza dough. We're using something that we would normally throw away, and we're making something delicious out of it. So you can see that I'm pushing it out, and the dough is actually actively stretching right before your eyes. I like to also kind of use my fingers just to dimple the dough. You don't have to flip it over, but I find that it kind of helps it stretch a little bit more. Now, if you find that it's resisting, just let it rest for 5-10 minutes and then go back to it again. But by the time you're done letting it rest, it will be able to stretch out. This particular stone is 15 inches. You could also do this in a rectangle shaped pan as well, a sheet pan. That would work great. Now you can see I don't have much of a crust on the edge here, but that's okay. We're going to add our own special touch with our dough. The dough is in your control. The dough does not control you. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's the first step of making the sourdough pizza. So now that we have our dough set aside, and we're gonna take the other half of the dough recipe, and this is what we're gonna use to make the garlic knot. What I have here is a wooden cutting board, And what's great about a wooden cutting board is it gives you a lot of grip for making dough, making rolls, things that you need to actually have friction with the dough. What I'm going to do is just take a little bit of flour and just gently sprinkle the surface of the board, spread it out a little bit, take my dough, place it on top, and you can see it's just another disc. Now, we're going to make garlic knots out of this disc of dough. Just keep your hands lightly floured. You don't need to go crazy. This is a baker's tool. They're very handy. You don't have to have them. You can also use a knife, but it kind of keeps your cutting board or your surface in better shape when you have one of these. This dough into approximately 3 strips, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut each one of these into 3 pieces. They don't have to be exactly the same. You can always adjust later. A lot of times professional bakeries will just weigh everything out because you obviously want everything to be the same size. So all you really need to do is just kind of make a log with each piece. The dough will resist at first, but don't worry about it because once you let it rest, it will be fine. So just make like rolls, like little hot dog shape for each of the pieces. And if you find like one piece is a little bit small, like this piece is a little bit less, you can just take some dough from another piece and make it the same size. Same principle goes for making homemade rolls, but this is a very, very easy way to do it. Nothing super fancy. I've never seen any pizzeria that does garlic knot pizza, so I kind of wanted to make it. So actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the first one that we rolled out, and we're just gonna roll it out. You see how the dough is not resisting nearly as much? One of the pro tips is to just set the one that's rested the most in the front so you can remember which one it was that you just rolled. You keep them all in order. So it's pretty simple. We're just gonna keep rolling these. So we have all of these ready to go. So now we're gonna take and we're just gonna do that. And that gives us even a longer piece. So we'll just keep doing the same thing. We could actually leave it back here and then work our way up. And you can see the dough is not giving me any problems anymore. It doesn't really take very long because the dough will relax. For the garlic knots, we have 1 stick of butter, fresh garlic if you like, or you can use powdered garlic. So what I like to do is get a bag of garlic from the store and freeze it. And then what I do is I take out 1 whole head of garlic at a time or 2 whole heads at a time, depending on how much I need. And I use that frozen. And what happens is if you use a garlic press with frozen garlic, you get very easily pressed garlic. I'll demonstrate what I mean. I have about 4 cloves of garlic here. So, whoops, we just lost a clove. Well, I guess we're doing 3 cloves of garlic. So we're just gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some Italian seasoning, fresh parsley, which I hope I can find. Here it is. Whoops. I like to chop my parsley up when I get it fresh. Don't worry about it going bad. I don't leave fresh parsley in my freezer because it will go bad. It will eventually rot. But I chop it up into small pieces. I freeze it flat on a sheet tray. And then I've got fresh parsley whenever I want it. So I just realized I don't have a spoon. But thankfully, I am very much located next to the spoon drawer. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dough and I'm literally just going to make a knot out of it. I'm not aiming for perfection here. I'm just aiming to have a knot. So what I'm going to do is just make a knot out of each one of these. And I'm going to take my garlic knot and I'm just gonna dunk it in the butter. So we're gonna use Parmesan. You could do fresh Parmesan grated. So we're just gonna add a little bit of Pecorino Romano. My garlic knots have rested a little while. You do not have to do this. It's starting to stick to my pan. So I'm gonna use my dough scraper, pick that knot up just like that. And I'm going to re-dunk it in the butter. Then I'm going to dunk it right into my Parmesan mixture. Then I'm going to place it right on top of my pizza. Now, you could use a little bit of olive oil on the edge, kind of use that as the glue to hold the garlic knot onto the dough. And then we're going to do the same thing with every garlic knot. Okay, so it almost looks like you have rolls all over your crust. I'm gonna use the butter that I already made, and I'm just gonna spread that on top of the dough. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the garlic butter right in between each part where the garlic knot is not covering up the dough. I have homemade pizza sauce right here. We're going to be light with the pizza sauce to start. And we're going to take our spoon and we're going to push it around in circles, and that's going to go to the edge of our crust. I like to keep it really simple. I like mozzarella, and pro tip, whole milk mozzarella makes the best pizza. I'm going to add whatever's left of that garlic butter on top. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of that Parmesan cheese and I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. Then I'm going to do a little bit more of that Pecorino Romano. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of Italian seasoning on that. So that is the pizza basically. Now we could just let it rest for about 20 minutes. So all it's ready now to do is just bake it. You can see that the dough has started to rise, but it's by no means doubled in bulk. Our pizza is done, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut it into pieces.
For more delicious recipes and baking tips, don't forget to subscribe.
We're gonna try a bite of this. I think it's cooled off enough. That's really, really good. You have to try this garlic knot pizza. So as you can see, making sourdough pizza is not that difficult. And until next time, dreamers, have a wonderful day and enjoy your pizza party. Thanks for watching.